Hello everyone. Back in Resident Evil 3, at the very beginning of the game, there was a character known as Dario Rosso who lost his daughter during the outbreak. Because of this, he is too afraid to go back outside with Jill and try to escape Raccoon City. So he locks himself in the back of a loading truck in hopes of not getting attacked again.
Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here!
No! I'm not going anywhere! I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
Later during the game, if Jill goes back to the warehouse where Dario locks himself up, it turns out that he eventually did let himself out, and in an ironic twist, he was attacked by zombies again, but only this time, he was eaten by them. But if you check inside the loading truck, you'll find Dario's memo, where he describes his emotions towards the catastrophe that he's experienced. In his memo it reads, "I can't help but wonder if anyone will read these words, but writing them will help me maintain my sanity if nothing else. After I've become a meal for those undead monsters, will the GIs responsible for sealing off the town laugh upon discovering my corpse? So is this how it's supposed to end? I don't want to die. I'm just not ready. My wife, daughter, mother, my entire family has been killed. But none of that matters anymore. Right now, my life is the only important thing. That's all that matters. I never would have pictured my end to be like this. I had so much left to do. Rather than becoming a salesman, I should have tried my hand at being a novelist. It's what I've always wanted, but my mother would only tell me, you have a long way to go. Why did I ever listen to her? But this looks like the end for the great Dario Rosso, novelist extraordinaire, cut down before his prime." That's what he says in the localized version. However, in the Japanese version, he says something else. Now, I've translated it, but usually translations from Japanese to English don't sound quite right, but this is what his memo says for the Japanese version. "Motherfucker! Is there anyone who reads this? I wonder if the GI who was closing the city finds and laughs after I have become a feed for the dead meat madness. Help me! Is it useless already? I do not want to die. I still want to live. Both my wife, daughter, and bag. My family were all killed, but that's okay. Much more important is my own life. If the end came over in such a trouble, there were no salesmen. I wanted to be a novelist. Your life is long, so shitbags are fucking. I was admired as a great novelist, Dario Rosso." Man, I guess the Japanese version doesn't hold back when it comes to dropping the fuck bomb. I wish it was the same with the localized versions. But I guess either way, we understand the emotions that are going through those who left a note, a diary, or a memo. So we know what happened to him in his final moments, but what exactly happened to his wife and daughter? Now, if you played Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64, there is actually an exclusive file of Dario's memo located in a briefcase inside the crashed bus. It also only appears in the A scenario, but seeing that his memo appears in a briefcase inside that bus really makes you wonder if this was the moment where he lost his wife and daughter. My original theory was that Dario and his wife and daughter were in that bus, and this is where he lost them. They could have been one of the corpses found inside the bus. Well, it wasn't explained how they died in the video games. However, the Resident Evil 3 manhwa once again redeems itself and shows us what happened. The night that became the most horrific experience to those who managed to survive, and a terrifying way to die for those who couldn't escape the nightmare. Dario, along with his wife and daughter, were soundlessly running through the streets of Raccoon City, hoping not to be discovered by the living dead. But soon they reach a dark alley where a zombie is feeding on another victim. Dario notices the body that's been devoured and torn apart by the most spine-chilling zombie you could ever see. With one glance at it, Dario screams loud enough for other zombies to notice them, and almost immediately they start crowding in. Dario instantly runs for his life, with his wife and daughter following far behind. His wife sprains her ankle and can't get up on her own, so her daughter tries to help her mother, but her efforts aren't enough to save the two of them, and they cry out to Dario to save them, but the unthinkable happens. Dario is far too frightened to turn around and save his own wife and daughter, and he closes the gate behind him and even locks it so no one could get through. His daughter cries out for her dad to save them, but he continues running away, covering his ears so he can't hear the last words coming from his own wife and daughter that he left behind to slowly be eaten alive by the living dead. And this is how Dario lost his wife and daughter. Quite devastating, isn't it? The true actions that come from one who is far too petrified to save his own loved ones. Dario was one of many victims of Raccoon City who hardly got any screen time in the games and went through some tragic events before meeting his demise. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see next, because as of now, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, please leave a like, share with others, and subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to click on the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to notify you of every new video that gets uploaded to the channel. Also, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr to find out which videos are up next and whatever random posts I make. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.